But first up, he's an Academy Award-nominated actor who stars in the new film LBJ, out in theaters on November 3rd. I understand he's very personable. Woody Harrelson is over here. Woody Harrelson. Oh, look. Well, how are you? I'm doing good. Yes, look at that. What did... Look at that. They're yelling at you. They're standing.
Very kind.
What did you do to become so popular, Woody? you're such a
Hanging out with you don't hurt.
Yeah, it's nothing to do with that. Yeah, everybody wants to be Woody's friend. And back in your smoking days, many were. But let's talk about your movie, because I saw it. It's a terrific movie. It's a great piece of work on your part. Lyndon Johnson. I understand you were reluctant to play it because, as many of us, we didn't like Vietnam.
Yeah.
And it's all we could see with Johnson. But as you grow older, as we both are, you see people in more, I think you're more forgiving, right? And you see the good and the bad together more. Do you think that's true?
Well, you know, I wanted to work with Rob Reiner because I think he's one of our greatest directors. And if you look at, it's almost, like Rob says, it's almost the tale of two presidents, because there's the Vietnam, but then there's all this important legislation that he passed, like the Voting Rights Act, the Civil Rights Act, the Head Start.
No, other than
Medicare,
Vietnam,
Medicaid.
he was great.
Yeah. And he passed a lot of legislation that, you know, you had to care to pass it, because it was, you know, helping poor people, like the war on poverty.
Right.
And so he did a lot of great stuff, and he was a very colorful guy.
Very colorful and very, I think you caught this, needy. You know, he really wanted people to love him. I feel like that is maybe where you and the character were able to see, because you're, no, really, I mean, you like everybody to love you.
Well,
like,
yeah,
I don't give a shit.
You do too, don't
no,
you?
I don't give a shit.
Oh, no, come on.
Plainly, I don't give a shit.
But
because
you would prefer it.
I would prefer everyone to agree with me. But I'm not gonna say what I don't think just to make them agree with me. But let's get back to LBJ, because that's what we're here plugging. Look at you.
Sport.
Exactly.
I'm here just because I love you, man.
Oh,
Plug LBJ. But I do. And I'll say that I know you guys feel this, that this guy, we've been friends for a long time.
Very long time.
Very long time. We've smoked a lot of joints together. And this guy has been expressing what we've been feeling, and some of us afraid to express for so long, and I think that's why we appreciate him so much.
Well, Woody, thank you so much for coming by. Woody Harrelson, everybody. Okay, but let's. All right. So thank you very much. That's very sweet of you. I mean, Jesus, I'm not like in bad health, am I? You heard something? Okay, but like, let's talk about the vulgar part, because we have a vulgar president now, and before Trump, Johnson was the standard of vulgar. Like one of the first scenes in the movie, he's talking. There's people in the room, important people. They're doing government business, and he's on the phone to his tailor, talking about how he needs more room, because he's talking about how big his Johnson is.
Yeah.
How could you relate to a character like that?
He was more.
Did you talk to men with big penises?
He wasn't publicly vulgar like our president incumbent,
right?
You know, but he was vulgar in private, yeah. But
and our current president,
statesman.
You've had dinner with Trump, right? Didn't you have a dinner with him?
I did have a dinner with him one time.
What was that circumstance?
Well, I got invited by Jesse Ventura, and he said, he was. What year? 2002.
2002.
And I was in New York, and he said, "Would you come with me? Trump's going to try to get me to be his running mate on the 2004 ticket, Democratic ticket." And so
right,
I said,
he was a Democrat then.
Yeah, he didn't care.
He doesn't. Yeah.
So I went, and it was brutal. It was brutal. I never met a more narcissistic man. He talked about himself the whole time.
So he's changed a lot.
Yeah. He was, you could see how the standard he was going to bear from that. But I had to walk out like halfway through, smoke a joint just to like steel myself for the rest of this. Yeah. It was brutal.
Is that what you told yourself about why you smoked the joint? I see. Interesting. You needed prompting. Yeah. Well, let's talk about that because it's funny. You have given it up for about a year and a half now.
Yeah.
And I think that's great. When we were in Hawaii last year, in solidarity, I didn't want to tempt you, so I didn't do it around you when we were together, but you were one of the pioneers, and I'm not going to try to get you back on the wagon at all. But I just want to show you, I just want to show you some pictures to reminisce. I mean, you were on our very first show of Real Time, and there we are in my backyard in 2003. We're doing a sketch.
Oh, my.
Remember we did a sketch about smoking pot? Yeah, we did that sketch. And then, okay, but here's my point. Now, Woody, here's us this last year in Hawaii after you had given up pot, and there we are with Jeff Ross, and you look okay, but not ecstatic, and here we are the next night at your house, your porch that you live on, because it has no walls, so you live in a porch. Okay. I mean, it's a beautiful view. It should be. There's no walls. It's a porch. Okay, so, we look okay there, too. But here's the year before when we were completely baked. All right, now, I'm just saying... I'm just concerned about your happiness. That's what I'm saying. So let's look at it again. Not stoned. Stoned. Not stoned. Stoned. I'm just saying. But
that's a strong case.
That's.
I'm about ready to fire up a hooter.
No, I didn't heard that one. But you haven't given up all your hippie ways, and that's great. And I'm always amused by the great dichotomy that is you, because you're seen as such a laid-back guy, and you are. I mean, you are as laid-back as it comes, as I know you. But you're obviously also a very talented, driven, ambitious person. You are not in one, not in two, but you're in 3 franchises. You're in Hunger Games. You are in, what's the magician one? Now You See Me. And you're in the Ape movie, Planet of the Apes.
Right. That's true.
Now, how did this laid-back guy get to be the guy in Hollywood who's got a monopoly on being in all the franchises?
I mean, there's a little bit of a personality and a B facade, but I am actually genuinely lazy as shit, and I can get by doing nothing. You've seen me. I can really get by.
When was the last time you were? When was the last time you were home?
January.
Yeah. Because Mr. Lazy works his ass off. And we're the benefits, because you're leaving a great body of work. And this movie is part of it. You should go see it. Woody Harrelson.
Thank you.
I love you, bro. All right, I got to run off, but I'll see you in Hawaii, right?
Okay.
All right. Mr. Last Year. Woody Harrelson.